Welcome back to Hot Water Wrestling, and since I was sitting around, I saw WWE Forever 98's video on the future talent of the WWE, and I have to say that I agree on a lot of points. I want to make a few points and add to what he said. Well, first of all, I agree with what he said about The Miz. Out of all the young guys, The Miz has been built up the best. Other than John Morrison, who never really got the push to the moon that he deserves. They've built him up well. But the rest of the guys, they have been very contrived. And here's the main reason why. It's this right here. It's the writing. It's the fact that the superstars back in the day, your Hulk Hogan's, Roddy Piper's, Macho Man Savage, Jake the Snake, Stone Cold, The Rock, all these guys used to be able to go out there and be themselves. They had a basic idea of what was going to happen, but they were allowed to just do what they wanted to do. Okay, they couldn't cuss and say the F word, but pretty much they could push the limits of network television every week. And because of the writing and because of the PG era we now have in the WWE, these guys are really, really held back. I mean, look at Edge, for example. He's not allowed to be himself anymore. He's not the same as he used to be. Even their work in the ring has changed a little bit. It's more of a spectacle than the contest that it used to be. It's always been a spectacle to a certain degree, but they used to put on more of a contest. And lately, it seems like they kind of phone in the match. Kevin Dunn, part of, one of the executives at WWE, has been quoted many times in saying that we're not a wrestling company. And, that's kind of disturbing because last time I checked, they were a wrestling company. Okay? But the writers are really, really involved, the writers. And because of that, that's a new thing that never would happen before. The writers were involved, but not to the degree they are now. It's really, really, really heavy. Most of the stars are told exactly what to say and exactly what to do, and they're not really allowed to be themselves. And I just wonder how a guy like Sheamus would be if he could be himself. Like Heath Miller from Nexus. He's a crazy guy and could really work promos and be really entertaining. But in this era, I don't know if they're going to allow him to be, who he is. The Miz has managed to pull it off. The Miz has managed to just find the right niche, and he has a lot of charisma. A lot of it. And he has found his place and how to fit in to the PG era and all this writing better than almost anybody, even the veterans, everybody. And it's sad, it really is, but it's the writing. And Linda McMahon won her primary. I don't know if you guys know that, but she won the primary the other day, so she's locked in for the race. It's a pretty good chance she's going to win. And if that happens, well, it's like we can kiss wrestling goodbye in the WWE. I don't want to get too depressing here. I'm sorry. I'm still going to watch wrestling and hope for the best, and something could change. The one thing about wrestling, guys, is that it can always change. There was a lull that happened in 92, 3, 4, and 5. Now, 92, like the first half of 92 was good. 92 was decent, and 95 was decent, but 93 and 4 were really, really, really bad. I agree with what Bobby said about. TLC. In many regards, it was the beginning of the end. Even though 2009 struggled, I've actually enjoyed, for some weird reason I can't explain it, I've actually enjoyed 2010 more than I enjoyed 2009. I don't know why. Maybe because the heart Dynasty having the titles, and CM Punk Rey Mysterio feud, which was silly. I understand it was. I'm not trying to say it was some great feud, but the shaving of the hair, that's an old school thing, something we don't see that often anymore. And I thought it was cool. I don't know. It's just been a little more interesting. 2010 for some weird reason. I can't put my finger on it, because since 2008, at the end of 08, 09 is when it started going downhill, and TLC was horrible. I remember coming on here and saying that I hated that pay-per-view so much, and a lot of people liked it. I couldn't understand why. The Shelton Benjamin Christian match on there is horrifically bad. They have two complete botches. They stop the match for blood, and you can clearly see Christian talking to Shelton Benjamin twice. Anyways, I don't want to get off subject. This is about future talent in WWE, and it's not so much anymore about the guys. It's about the freaking writers and the backstage politics. These guys are being held back. They're being held back. And, a lot of old veterans, they have their shtick. They have what they're known for, and WWE capitalizes on that and just doesn't let them do anything else. Anyways, that's all I had to say. I just wanted to add to what Bobby said, and see you next time on Hot Water Wrestling.